now we're going to welcome James Lafa, CTO and co-founder at Back. Hi, James.
Hey, let me share my screen.
Yeah, great to have you here. So, Back, if I recall correctly, is slightly more down the line and a slightly bigger organization. So you're going to be able to tell people more about that. So without further ado, the stage is yours.
Let's do this. Hi everyone. So I apologize already for my French accent, but hopefully everyone will hear me and understand me. So yeah, we created Back a couple of years ago with my co-founder Christian. It's actually the second business we run together. We know each other for 6 years now. We wanted to solve one very specific problem, which is the following. What we realized is that more than 20% of workers' times actually spend looking for any kind of help, asking questions to HR, to finance, to operations. And these teams are also spending a lot of time just basically helping employees on a lot of things that actually could be automated, and that's what we are actually doing. And all the service teams, so the example of HR is very often considered as a cost center. It's just a team that, they are here because we need them, when actually this team should be a strategic team. There's so much things that it could put in place to make the organization work better, being more efficient, the workplace being better as well. But for this, we need to free their time working on a lot of administrative things, and that basically add no value, just have to be done, and free their time for them to really work on the strategy aspect. So what we are building is the first automation operation platform. The goal is basically to automate all the internal processes of the company in a very easy manner, where they can basically define all their processes and we run everything for them. Very classic example that usually speak to people would be onboarding. So if you have a candidate that goes through all the different interviews and you decide to make an offer, there's a lot of tasks that have to be done by different people and different teams inside your company. So when you're gonna decide to hire this person, for example, HR will have to write down a contract, send it to the candidate, and make sure the candidate is signing the offer. The office team will have to find a desk and find, the room and buy all the necessary equipment for this person. The IT team will have to order a laptop for this person. And this usually is done by one person sending email to everyone, having some checklist when there's a lot of things that can be automated. Ordering a laptop is, for example, something that could be automated fully, meaning you could send a form to the candidate for him to select the different options. Do they want a Mac, a PC, a German keyboard, in our case, I'm in Berlin, or US keyboards. And this kind of option, then on reception on the submission of this form, we could directly order this laptop online, tracking the package number. When this arrives, we automatically create the task for the IT team to prepare the laptop and making it ready for when the person arrives. And within our tool, all these processes are orchestrated, and you have very good overview, so you can see all the different steps. People can collaborate together, comment, ask for approval, and do all this kind of interaction that are necessary, but in a way that is really easy to understand and track the progress. So the way it works is basically we integrate with as many systems as we can within the organization. We started by the communication channel like Slack, Team, and email. Where any employee of the organization, without to create any accounts, it's just directly working with the bot that are installed inside the different communication tools. They can just ask any question. And then it goes through our automation engine, who's going to first try to answer this question. So if it's any question, for example, like what's the Wi-Fi password, what's the home office policy, everything that is connected to knowledge, we go through our knowledge base and the previous question that's already been answered. And if we can, we answer it directly. If there is no answer for this question, or if it's just more service type of request, meaning like if someone has to be relocated to another office in London, for example, that's nothing that is knowledge. Someone needs to make a decision and there's a process that has to be started. In that case, we're going to create a request that's going to go in our system. It's going to be routed directly to the right team. It's going to be categorized automatically. And then the person within our tool working in this team, so let's say in the HR team, for example, we receive a new request and then they're going to start working on it. And all the automation steps that can be automated basically will run directly. So now it's been 2 years that we started this journey, and more than a year and a half that the product is on production. It's used by many companies now. This is just some of them. Maybe, I don't know which one you know. Probably SoundCloud is quite famous. Personio also, Netlify, maybe you heard of it. So we have quite a few teams that are very happy with what we're building, and we actually have quite a few new names, but we can't reveal them yet. To give you an idea, I don't know, actually it sounds very complicated now that I look at it, but the way it works is, as I explained, we have this communication channel that usually are the place where the employee will create a request. Then it goes inside this automation engine. It's going to already apply a first level of automation, like answering automatically, routing, categorizing. This is written in Go and in Python. Basically, our backend is written in Go, and all the machine learning part is written in Python. We also have a workflow engine, which is where we run all the different steps and different internal processes. They are also connected with the different integration within the company, like Confluence, Personio, Bamboo, soon Jira, where the goal is to access the information within this system and using them to build the different steps of this workflow. And ultimately, we have the back application, which is where the service teams like HR, operation, finance, IT are basically seeing all the requests and working on them. In terms of challenge, so like today we have 4 integration, but actually we have many other integration that we need to build, which is always a challenge because we basically need to have a common logic between all this integration, not to make anything specific, but they're all different. So that's definitely a challenge to be able to cover all this different integration and having a process where we can build many at a fast pace, I would say. One thing that is also one of our challenges, basically, this workflow engine needs to be as simple as possible. We always say we want to make it as easy as building as Lego. We don't want to have a customers having to, write down workflows in any kind of code. So that's something we're working on now. We're still working with them to build them, but the ultimate goal is to have a system where they can really make it very easy. And the entire app has always been built with this philosophy of making everything very easy for customers. We have very few settings. We really try to make the application as simple as possible. Multilingual problem as well. Most of our customers are using the app in English, but we also have to cover German. We also have some Spanish, which make the automation, which is usually NLP, a harder problem. And probably one of the last thing also is every customer basically have different processes, have different way of doing things. HR team are not taking care of the same request in certain companies than in others. So meaning we usually don't have, we can't have like a simple model that works for everyone. Everything has to be customized for every single organization. But at the same time, we can't build a platform that has to be customized for every single organization because it doesn't scale. So we are basically, that's where we have this need to build something that is automatic but is capable of serving every single customer differently. This is our team. So we are now 16 employees and 1 dog, Emma. We actually hired the last person today, which is Tanya. I don't know, you probably don't see my cursor actually. So they are all the great people who build back. We are not actively recruiting actually. All the really urgent position have been fulfilled, the last one this morning, but we are constantly interested in talent. So anyone who is a strong backend developer, ideally with skills in Go, a strong machine learning developer, or someone who can work on the on the infrastructure, we are definitely always interested in getting to know each other and see if we could be a match. Our office in Berlin, we are primarily working from Berlin, but we also have employees in Barcelona and London. So we are an office first in Berlin company, but we can work around that in case you're not in Berlin. Yeah, that's my email, james@beckhq.com, if you want to apply or send me a message or anything. And that's it.
Thanks a lot, James. Really interesting, and loved the presentation. I think just trying to see if people have any questions, but I don't think so. So yeah, so I think thanks a lot for being with us today. Some really great talks, and I think for us it's, as I said, the beginning of a conversation. So I hope that uh, um, for all the engineers in the audience, it was refreshing to be actually able to get to understand a bit more about the tech, because I think very much when companies are publishing things, they don't send anything about tech at all on their websites and other materials. If you can go to your chat function and events, my colleague Sam has actually posted some surveys that ask for feedback because we want to upgrade this format. Like, we know that recruitment in engineering is I don't want to say broken, but it's maybe not the most efficient and pleasurable experience for anyone involved. So I think we're definitely looking for suggestions and ideas and solutions to that, and would love to hear back from you. We're gonna post all the videos and presentations afterwards, so you can continue digesting it, reaching out to all the amazing companies that presented today, and I hope that you had a chance to learn some interesting things and insights, and like a virtual round of applause for our speakers involved, and yeah, and thanks everyone for spending slightly over an hour today with us. I hope that was good food for thought. Thanks again, James.
Thank you, everyone. Bye
So,
bye.
thanks, Fergus, Piotr, and Alan. Really great to spend time with you today, and that's all from us today. So thanks a lot.